Mike Tyson is truly one of the best boxers we have ever bore witness to. Mike was simply a terror every time he stepped into the ring, with his brand of intense speed, power punches, and of course that intimidation that scares opponents absolutely shitless. Very few fighters could even look Tyson straight in the eyes, much less actually beat him. But there was one cocky fighter who did step up to Tyson. Of course, one of the only people who decided to keep up with the baddest man on the planet is a true-to-life gangster. This is the story of the gang leader who went after Mike Tyson, Mitch "Blood" Green. Before we get to the meat of the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos on the coolest sports content.
When we open the cut, the charges, he gonna fight me. The next fight Tyson gonna fight is gonna be with me.
The question is, can he do it? No robe, no socks. He says it makes him feel like a warrior.
At 19 years old and coming off an insane undefeated streak ever since his professional debut, Mike Tyson was still young, but at this point, he had already established he was one bad man in the ring, and that very if any could step up to him. And oh yeah, did I mention that all 19 of his first fights were wins by knockout? He wasn't just a rising star. At this point, he was a bona fide star who was rising up to be the best of the best in all of boxing. But after his insane 19-round knockout streak, Tyson finally broke his insane knockout streak after a battle against James "Quick" Tillis that ended with Tyson still winning, but through decision instead of his infamous knockout power. For the first time, Tyson looked beatable, which is insane to think about since Tyson is still yet to actually lose. One of those fighters who thought he could beat the Iron Mike and get easily elevated to heavyweight title contender status is none other than Mitch "Blood" Green. In a very disrespectful call-out video, one of the first of its time, Mitch "Blood" Green went after Tyson, calling him Michelle Tyson, and even calling Tyson a homo.
Mike Tyson, point blank, Michelle Tyson, he's a homo, I'm gonna knock him out.
Mitch Green sent a lot of set videos calling Tyson out, but all these videos boiled down to one thing most of the time. Mitch would flex his muscles, which you can understand since he was built like a brick tower, and then he would call Tyson some type of slur, mostly homophobic ones. The crazy thing though, it worked, and he'd had a chance at the young Tyson with a chance to explode into heavyweight title contender status.
This time I'm gonna fight him. He hit me, talk about motivation.
Yep, Tyson was in fact going up against a full-on gang leader. Mitch Green grew up in Detroit in the 70s, and just to give you an idea of how rough life was for Mitch Green, he watched his father get down in the street in a shootout as a 17-year-old and ended up taking 2 slugs himself, and miraculously surviving with no permanent damage. Mitch Green escaped falling into a gang by focusing on boxing and ended up joining a gym in New York. But Mitch Green still had ties to the street and the gang, so the New York Police Department called him the King of New York Street Gangs since he was also the leader of the New York Blood Set. When Green joined the pro circuit in the 80s, he quickly proved he had real dominance in the sport. The two were always on the trajectory to meet as they both had heavyweight title goals and dreams. Mitch Green, however, amplified and sped up that process through his copious amounts of trash talk.
This fight that we showed you here on HBO,
a boxer should do to a puncher. Always aggressive, right in front of his man. Now we see some head movement.
The two finally met in May 1986 in Madison Square Garden, with tons of hype surrounding these two in their battle in New York. While Mitch Green came in cocky as heck, trash-talking and bad-mouthing Tyson, Tyson came in not only ready, he came in angry. Tyson was not happy about the trash talk, and he was ready to make Mitch Green eat his words along with a few fistfuls of power. This quite clearly shocked Green, as the once cocky fighter came in looking really worried going up against Tyson. Mitch Green tried to come in aggressively, throwing combos and just firing punches and bunches at Tyson. While Tyson may have been angry, he was far from dumb. Tyson came in dodging Green's barrages, and with his signature peekaboo style, he absolutely counterpunched everything Mitch Green threw with power. You just know it's bad when it's the first round Tyson literally punches Green so hard that his mouth guard flies out in the early rounds. Mitch Green was fast and he had the reach and height advantage, but Tyson had that dog in him with that fire and tenacity. He also came in with speed and superior skill despite being the younger fighter. Oh yeah, We should mention Tyson punched out Green's mouthguard twice. Mitch Green was so bad that Tyson just started mocking him in the middle of the bout. While Mitch Green threw a bunch of punches at once, Tyson threw 1 or 2 punches, but the difference in power between those punches was clear as day. Mitch Green may have been rocked and was handed a definite loss, but at least he can say he didn't get knocked out by Tyson.
For the winners, Mike Tyson.
And like that, by unanimous decision, Tyson wins the bout. And Tyson even claimed the reason he didn't knock out Mitch Green was that he wanted to punch him a lot more and just deal as much damage as he could to Green for all his talk. Green clearly was wrecked and his ego was shattered by the fight, so much so that he retired from boxing right after the fight and went back to gang life and dealing. Green dreamt of a rematch, but while he stayed retired and got out of boxing shape, Tyson turned from heavyweight contender to heavyweight champion, to one of the most dominant champions we've ever seen.
And we got outside somewhere, and then we started fighting.
And you won?
Kind of, yeah. He was in bad condition.
The two never met again in the ring, but they did in fact meet again, this time at Green's turf. Tyson was buying some luxury clothes at a store of his friend called Dapper Dan's, and Mitch Green got wind of this and was coming to get his revenge. Mitch Green just burst in, high on drugs, eager to pick a fight. He said he wanted a rematch, and if he didn't want the smoke, Tyson should empty his pockets. Tyson may have been the heavyweight champ, but he wasn't above getting his own hands dirty, so he dragged Mitch Green outside and absolutely beat him into the ground senseless. People who were lucky enough to witness the fight said Mitch Green stood no chance in the fight. Mitch Green said Mike Tyson just punched him hard and then ran away. Everyone else who was there agreed that wasn't what happened at all though. All the other witnesses there said Tyson absolutely brutalized Green, and Green was not able to defend himself at all. Green tried to use the publicity to get back in the ring as a boxer, but people were not interested, especially those in the boxing world who still remember his violent threats at infamous boxing promoter Don King. He then tried to get back at Tyson legally by filing an assault charge on Tyson, which he finally wins and gets a $45,000 payout. I hope all that pain and all that embarrassment was worth the $45K.
I had reached a point where I thought I'd never be able to say that again, that I was a happy man.
Thankfully nowadays, as both fighters have moved on with their career, with Tyson having his fair share of glory, controversies, and losses, Green never really had a successful career at boxing again, but in his retirement has found a fulfilling job at a church. The two may not be exactly friends, but they have truly gotten past this period of time and are now happily enjoying being veterans past all the beef and fighting. And that's all for today's video. What's your favorite badass Mike Tyson moment? Write your answers down in the comments, and while you're at it, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications on the newest videos on the best sports content.